Hi, welcome to Matt's Garage. So why am I dressing my frame up like a ghost for Halloween? Well, I had a revelation. See, I did that Chewing the Fat with Matt episode last week, and that sort of got the community talking or whatever, and I was at work, and our procurement department had draped all these garbage bags with like caution tape all over their area of the office. And I walked in and it was warm, and those girls usually complain about how cold it is in that area. So and I thought, oh yeah, right, the bags keep the hot air in, guys. So I'm gonna dress my frame up like a garbage bag, or like a slow down, tongue moving faster than brain. I'm gonna dress my frame up like a ghost, and then I've got a radiator underneath. Can you guys see it there? Yeah, you can see it's like the old oil-filled style radiator. And that will bring hot air up that'll get trapped in the bag. I don't need to get the garage to 70 degrees. If I can just trap the air, that little space heater can get the area underneath the bag up to 70. That'll bring the frame up to 70, and then I'm good to go. Now, I did a little more research on the Eastwood frame coating, which I showed you last time. On their FAQ page, actually. It's not in any of the material safety data sheets or any of the other documents, but in the FAQ, somebody asked, what is the temperature for the rust encapsulator? And Eastwood's official answer is 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So, same as epoxy paint. The fact that it's exactly the same makes me wonder if this all goes back to some chemical engineer who said, I don't know, 60 degrees. And that's just sort of like been the accepted number. But so I need to get the frame up to 70, get the paint up to like 80, 85, and then I think I can do this today. And it's colder today than it was yesterday. I really hope my idea works, otherwise I just filmed all that for nothing. One more thing, salamanders, propane powered, I don't recommend them for the shop. I know guys run them and they don't get themselves killed, but it does saturate the air. It's, you know, the hot oxygen thing, the open flame thing. I really, guys, be safe, please, please. It's a car, you know. Can you imagine getting blown out of this shop? Like, oh, blah, be safe. And let me get to work. Oh, you know what I wanted to do actually? Flip this so it's lower to the ground. This is where having a garage friend would be helpful. But I don't. I'm lonely. Let me show you what I'm doing for my actual paint. So there's the cans of paint there, and I've got a little Sunbeam heating pad there. So the heating pad gets up to about, that's on low. You see that? It's about 69, 77. Well, that's not too bad. I'm thinking about kicking it up to medium though. 76. Make sure you don't let this get above. Let's put that up to medium. See how she goes. Don't let it get above 120 because that's when it goes boom boom. And then you go ahead and close that up. Little piggies in a blanket. This little piggy went inside the frame. This little piggy went inside the cross member. Alright, I got everything getting warmed up. I can feel the hot air coming out this hole. These things are not very accurate. Put it here so it's Ryobi. I keep running back and forth, inside, outside. The inside's coming up. Of course, it's a much more direct contact. This is really hot air based. So about 10 minutes ago, I checked it. It was, I think, bouncing between 60 and 61. So let's see what it is now. It's still 60, 61 on this end. Let me go see closer to the actual heat source. I think it'll get there. I think it's gonna take a little time though. So let me leave that be. I'll come back in an hour. Hey, I'm still working it. It's up to about 65 in there. Yeah, 65. So it's up about 5 degrees. I got 5 more to go. The paint cans came up to temp no problem. They're sitting at about 85 right now. So that's good. I've got my paint. Paint's at 80 degrees. I've shaken the heck out of this thing, okay? I've got a respirator. I'm gonna crack the door. Hold on. Okay, I got the door cracked. I'm actually gonna crawl under there and do this, all right? When I get ready to flip the frame and do that from the other direction, I'll pull the plastic off and you'll see me doing it. But the first part I'm gonna do just under the cover to keep the temperature up. I'm gonna flip it, do the upside, put the plastic back on top of it, and then put the radiator back underneath. For this, pretty simple. Take this off, put that on. You'll see here. See that? Shoots in different directions, all right? Let me get on with this. Okay, one can did one frame rail, just FYI. Okay, I did one side. Now I'll flip the script, do the other underside. I've used most of 2 cans at this point. You can see that's the bottom, decent coverage. At least on the bottom there's decent coverage. I don't know about the top. That's why I'm doing both sides. If you can figure out a way to get this straw straight before you start, that would be ideal. I'm not fishing it all the way in because it shoots straight forward in a spreading pattern, okay? So unless you got to reach really far, you don't have to go, because the holes are closer together than this. So I'm getting plenty of overlap. See now. So I've got one rail done. It's both rails done, everything's done. I'm just going through from the opposite side with it flipped upside down. So really belt and suspenders. Okay, I'm covering it back up. It's done. Whew. Man. Oh. Nope. So, my lessons learned from this. Couple. One is take the time to straighten out the hose from the paint sprayer, all right? I don't know how you would do that. Maybe when you're warming up the paint cans, if you're warming up the paint cans, also warm up the tube somehow gently and straighten it out. Hold on.
Obviously, if you could do it somewhere warm where you don't have to work in a hurry, that'd be better. The stuff runs like crazy, and it's designed to run. So it really does spread out, which means it leaks and leaches into all the cracks and nooks and crannies, which is good. But it also means if you don't tape up everything tight, it just leaks through and falls on the floor of your garage. So be careful about the leakiness. The coverage is good. The product seems to be really good. Only time will tell whether this stuff is durable or not.
The coverage looked pretty good inside. I mean, I don't have a flashlight and I can't look down the frame rails because that's where my rotisserie sits, but I got to tell you, I'm really not worried about it. And it's way better than whatever you got going on right now.
But, yeah, I don't know. I recommend it. It took 3 cans, less than 3 cans to do the whole frame, top, side, and bottom. But you need more than 2, so you got to order 3 for a Bronco frame is what I guess I'm saying. But I hope you guys learned something from this. Like and subscribe, and
see you next time on Matt's Garage. So I says to the guy, you always bring these broads around, and I don't really think you should be bringing these broads around. I said to the guy, I says, and it's kind of like a garage, it's a man's shop, and I just don't understand why you're always bringing the broads, these broads around. I just, you know what I'm saying?